And there's the huge Noel Cleal leading out this very powerful Manly side. Okay, they've had a few injury problems this year, but they've got a lot of depth. And look at the lineup. Steve Hegarty's in because Chris Close is out. So Ronson is on in the centre. Shearer, his partner, had a great game against East in the first round. Look out for Blake and Hasler as ever. Lions a tremendous season. And that man there, Ron Gibbs, since he came from Eastern Suburbs, he's disciplined himself. And his defence has been absolutely shattering, Steve-O, on a number of occasions. He's blasted sides off the paddock.
He certainly has, but I disagree with you on this, the fact that he's disciplined himself. I think there's been quite a few times this season that I'm sure his coach, Bob Fulton, would have been pulling his hair out. He's giving away silly penalties, and I think that playing against his old club today, I'm sure that Eastern Suburbs are going to do exactly the same. They're going to try to goad him into swinging that arm or being a bit head-eye.
Brian Johnson, a fullback. Gary Worth out through injury. Prome and McGahn back from test match duty. Watch for Brendan Hall, a young 5'8", who's got a very big future in the game. And it's not a bad pack of forwards. They can tackle those fellas, and they may give Manly a terrific game here this afternoon if that defence holds.
Certainly will, but I think that the conditions, it's obviously suited to the speed merchants today, and I think that's where Phil Blake, I mean, the ground's very hard. It's quite warm out there, and I'm sure the forwards aren't looking forward to it. I'm sure that Phil Blake, it's just the type of condition for someone with class and speed to do it.
And this fella has defended superbly for Eastern Suburbs this year. He had a spell when he was suspended, and that was after the first round match against Manly when he was sent off for a head high against Des Hasler. But here's the action. Kevin Roberts in charge, and it's Dale Shearer who kicks off. A magnificent day here. The ground very, very firm. Not much breeze out there, really, and it's Hugh McGahn who takes it back. Well, let's see what East can do here with Simpkins, who's been a real forager for them in the middle throughout the season, taking it up strongly. That's Gilmister, who came from Brisbane to East this year and has played so well for them.
Certainly has, Jim. He had a great game last week against Parramatta.
And there's an early penalty to East against Manly, not releasing the player in possession. Tell you what, they're not keen on these new plastic-coated pills they're playing with, Steve-O.
No, the New South Wales Rugby League, would you believe, they've allowed the players this weekend to make an assessment if they want them. If they don't, well, they'll bring the old ones back. And at least that's good thinking by the boys down in Phillip Street.
They go like dead ducks for the goal kickers, except the round-the-corner boys. Now that's Brian Johnson in the line. East's right on the quarter. That's Mackay with Hastings. They've got a bit jammed up to Testman, trying to keep it alive. Slipped it well. Look at this for the corner. It's a try. Trevor Patterson has scored the try. Well, Brad Testman it was who made the try, and it was Trevor Patterson in support who did well to score it.
Really was, and you've got to put the blame down here to Manly defence. You can see them just stood there. They held off, and Lyons missing this tackle, but Testman, well, one knee onto the ground, gets the ball away, and Patterson, he knew where he was going, and a good try. No doubt about that.
Mackay with Simpkins. Another one. Hall gives it to McGahn. Hastings, right in the thick of the action. Back on the blind, it goes to Patterson. Patterson slips through. Here comes Chalice. This man's got a bit of pace. Gurr's down there and he gets him. Marty Gurr stops him. Good run, though. Again, East, look at the move here. Hastings, support with Melrose. Johnson, over the top. French back inside. They've had 4 tackles. That's McGahn. It goes again to Mackay. They slip it to Prome. You probably saw Roberts' count going up to about 5 before. Obviously, Manly touched it in one of those plays. Gilmister on the last tackle. He's seen a gap, but he's lost it. Well, at least from East's point of view, it's a scrum and not a handover.
Well, Manly can think themselves very lucky indeed, because once again, the Eastern Suburbs exploiting that blind side. And I get the impression, Jim, that a lot of those Manly players, when they're going on that blind side, they're going there for a rest. They're not moving up.
Back to Hastings. Melrose. Patterson a dummy half. Hastings. A bomb. Lottery ball, and it's a try to Patterson. Trevor Patterson's second try. A great bit of opportunism by Eastern Suburbs, with Hastings whacking up the bomb and Trevor Patterson making a great leap for it.
Well, Manly did well here. In fact, Gibbs stopping what would have been a field goal, but Trevor Patterson right up there and fully deserved it. And quite frankly, Eastern Suburbs are really on the boil. It came off Gibbs's back. Not much that Gurr could do about it.
So Eastleigh 10-0. And let's see if that startles the Sea Eagles into some action. Offside, inside the 5. And now Cochrane probably have a shot at goal here. He's keen to get up on Manly. Just thinking of that previous penalty when he gave Manly a penalty for, I think it was Prome or Melrose stealing the ball over there. It's one of the interesting things about the Test match, I thought, the other night, that Robin Whitfield really allowed that to go a lot of the time. What our referees normally penalise players for.
Especially when Lewis pinched the ball off the wingman.
Amazing.
Well, this is good play by Manly. Rather than electing to go over the 2 points, they've got to get into the swing of things.
So that's Daly, close to the line. It's an awkward pass and they've lost it. No, they haven't. The count starts again, so they're still in with a hope. That's Poulsen. Just 5 metres out. Manly slow to start today. Look at Cleal, he's over! I wouldn't want to stop him from there. It's like trying to stop a truck. Watch him.
He's a big boy, good switch of play by the hooker, and he really had got his momentum going. He's a strong fellow, and that came about by good captaincy by Cleal. He could have taken the easy option, gone for the 2 points, but he realised that they were going through the horrors, Manly. They had to have the possession and try to get into the swing of things, and what better way to get into the swing than 4 points.
And his kick is straight, so just 4 points between them. With 13 minutes to go. A pretty warm afternoon here at Brookvale. Out wide, here comes Prome. French is there. Gary Prome, what a good run. French, Hall, Gilmister, Hastings. Patterson. Patterson's got Chalice there. Hastings, Mackay. Gilmister. What a pass. Brandon Hall's going to score here. Look at that. What a try to Eastern Suburbs. The 5'8", Brendan Hall backing up beautifully. Gee, you want to see this pass again from Gilmister. It was fantastic.
You won't see any better than this. Freak. Absolute freakish pass. But this youngster, well, he had a good game against Parramatta last week and has continued on in the same vein. But what a ball. And that's how you run onto a pass. Even though where it came from, probably Hall has no idea.
Melrose kicks it. And what a handy lead. They lead by 10 with 7 minutes to go in this first half. Lions with Poulsen. Cleal. What a fend from Cleal. The pass goes to Gurr. Now Lions. About 4 minutes left in the first half. Manly down by 10. Philip Blake. Oh, he's got the bounce and he scored. What a genius that man is. Phil Blake. They'll love that at Warrington.
They'd love that anywhere, Jim. And this wasn't a fluke. He knew he was going off the side of his boot. Just watch this. He knew exactly where he was going. He gets the bounce. Johnston just too late.
Cochrane's conversion. He's missed it. Well inside the posts. It's 16-10. 2 minutes left in the first half. And Manly threaten again. Cochrane, Hasler, Blake, Shearer. Pro missed him. Shearer still going ahead. Determined stuff from Dale Shearer. And a penalty against French, holding him down. That, in a way, that has stopped the momentum for Manly. A quick play is what they need. Time almost up for this first 40 minutes. Daly. Now let it go. All in a bunch on the blind. Lyons. And Davis scores the try. Wasn't that cunning? They're all in a bunch. Really, East should have anticipated it. It was a simple blindside move. And Stuart Davis went over without a hand laid on him.
Well, it's obvious Eastern Suburbs were expecting the kick from Cochrane. And as he's done on 3 occasions to put Manly in a position to score those tries, Cochrane has gone one way, dummied, pulled the ball back the other way, and he's had a runner onto it. This time it was Lyons on the blind side. And instead of going himself, he fed Davis, and no one there.
Let's see how he hits this one. That's a nice looking kick. Yes, what a great kick. And it's leveled the scores at half-time. 16 all here at Brookvale. What a fantastic first half of action we've had. 6 tries. Arthur Beetson getting back into position after a quiet half-time break in the dressing room. Chalice, Hastings, Tessman, whoa! Jeez, he ran into Gibbs there and bounced off him. Those two are having a terrific go in the first half. Gibbs and Tessman. And now there's a penalty. It's about the 10th penalty in the game for that, holding the man down. Melrose, he's kicked it. 2 points ahead, 4 minutes into the second half.
And I get the feeling now, Jim, that Manly have decided to use their forwards. They think that that's the way to go, down the middle.
That was Daly's pass, cleaned up by McMillan. You can see the move on. Still going forward with Lyons. The message from the dressing room is that Manly are going to use the bomb a lot in the second half. Let's see if they do. Cleal. They mightn't have to with some of the talented players they've got. Look at Cleal. Now, what happened in there? He copped something in the tackle.
Well, Tessman went in with a swinging arm. Roberts actually gave Tessman a running warning. Really was a hard one. See here, Tessman, Wooshka, and another Wooshka.
Yep, he tapped him on the backside, indicating a bit of a warning.
Cleal doesn't need telling that there was a swinging arm. Unless the mosquitoes are pretty big at this time of year, Jim.
It's Lyons. 2 more tackles for Manly. Hasler, Blake. Cuts out Shearer. There's Gibbs. The last one. What priced the bomb? It's Blake's kick across the paddock to French. French knocked it. Look at Davis. Thank you. It's a try. Lucky bounce. But Stuart Davis was there for his second try of the game.
Well, it was a good kick. Kicked it out of the traffic. Now, whether Davis was onside is a bit dubious. French made a meal of it. Davis didn't.
Cochrane's conversion. It's swinging straight and through. Great kick from Mal Cochrane. Manly back in the lead. Gilmister. Simpkins. Good ball to Horry. Horry Hastings, about 5 metres from the line. East stirring it up. Hall. That's Gilmister. East trail by 4 points. Hall. Batiste. Patterson.
Well, the blind's a chance here. Shearer is limping badly on this blind side.
Hastings chip kick, and it's kicked dead by Dale Shearer.
Well, it was Johnny on the spot there, and you can see he's having a lot of trouble walking.
Batiste to play it for Easts. That's Tasman. McGann, a runner. Johnson. Easts all bunched behind the ruck. It's Gilmister. Chalice. Last tackle. Now what's Horry going to do here? He goes for the bomb. It's going to bounce somewhere. Sideways, look out. French scores. French scores the try. The battle of the bouncing ball.
Put another try
East
down.
way. Look at this one.
Put another try down to this wonderful ball. And you can't blame the players for exploiting it. This was a good kick. Crossfield kick again. Beautiful ball here. And Davies all at sea. So's the ball. French isn't. But it's to be expected. It's been a pretty rugged game.
There's Blake. Hegarty, good ball. Shearer. Stop, start, and away. Now he sprints straight down the touchline. Brian Johnson gets him. Oh, that was exciting, wasn't it?
Certainly was, from a player that was limping very badly 5 minutes ago, but didn't he stand him up here? And this is the reason why he's an international player. That really was great play. And just didn't have the pace.
Hasler. Strong defence. It bumped the ball loose. That really was strong tackling by Easts again. Here's a show for them. Crome to Tasman. Crome again. Field goal from Hastings. It's there. Hastings kicks the field goal and they lead by a point. And Hastings immediately says, get back to the line for the quick kickoff. East in front. He finds Hall charging ahead again.
They've only 6 minutes to do it in.
It's Batiste. What a good run. Support from Portlock. Look at this. This should be a try. Hasler giving chase, but he gives it unselfishly to Chalice, and he finishes it off, and Manly for the day. Eastern Suburbs lead by 5 points. That should be the ball game.
Certainly is, Jim. And you can put that down to a bad decision by coach Bob Fulton. Now Batiste goes through. He realises that Hasler, there he is. He can't chase anyone. Where's the speed? The gap's there. Hasler decided a beautiful pass out wide. And really, that really was a bad play. Dale Shearer, should I say. This is good play by Batiste. And a strong game. Beautiful ball inside. And watch, there you see Shearer. Now they've been warming up this young kid, Paul Vinneberg, for 10 minutes.
And he's pushed it wide, just pushed it wide. So 5 points between them, coming down to the wire here at Brookvale. What a sensational afternoon's entertainment this has been for the fans.